Thank you very much for the chance to be here. It's a bit quiet. The day and the hour, it's not very easy for this kind of talk. So I would like to be a bit different from what you had over the last 2 days. I'm not going to deep dive into technology or solutions or new things that are coming up. I will mostly focus on how we implement or what are the mega trends in the world today, how we are adapting in countries like Greece with new ways of doing business, and how, for sure, the digital transformation of the market will affect the future year regarding the solution, the production, the way we live, and for sure how we as Siemens are active in a country like Greece on providing this kind of solutions. So very quickly, we know that industry and industrial production affects all areas of life, from producing clothes, from food, from medicine, from way of living. Pretty much everything is industrialized and produced by the industries. And for sure, lately, over the last years, we know that we face huge issues regarding our planet, climate issues that affect pretty much the strategy of almost all of the multinational companies. Is how you adapt to these changes, how you have your CO2 emissions improved, how you reduce your energy consumptions, and for sure how you optimize your resource allocation. And this is one strong lever of how we at Siemens, we are including technology and the new solutions coming from the technologies used to focus on these areas. It's quite straightforward, and lately we see that almost all the companies around the world adopt these strong KPIs regarding the sustainability thing, and they change the way of doing business everywhere. So for sure, the digital transformation and the technologies behind this, they drive a new potential of how you go to market, how you adapt your ways of doing solutions, and how you nowadays fulfill your environmental KPIs. And this is for us also Siemens, even though engineering company, traditional engineering company that is transforming a lot lately, we adapt our offerings and our solutions to the market. So let's see very quickly what we mean by digital transformation. When we have an industrial plant, what that means for us. So this is a good example how digital technologies, affect typical things, from how you create your products, how you set up your production lines, and how you obtain these really challenging sustainability targets. And for sure, the digital technologies is really coming more and more into this new way of working, new ways of productions. And for us, it's quite important to understand that we have the benefit of having factories around the world where we can implement, and this is how we started, by implement these new technologies into our own factories. So in a sort of, we had the benchmark of examining and doing all of these new ways of using the technology within our factories, and for sure use it as a best practices. And it's not only the technology that is coming into the production and the market, but also the way of the market's requirements are changing. So it's very well known that we move from a typical way of producing into a more centric, more customer mindset with certified needs. For example, we see that we don't buy music anymore using CDs and hardware, but we use Spotify. And the new technologies is to optimize this way of how you integrate these new ways of customer needs into your solutions. And typical examples like the Rolls-Royce jet engines machines, that you change also your business model as you pay per hour things. So it's quite clear that we are moving from mass production, that one size fits for all, more to the more personalized. And this is also now, you need to adapt this into your productions and to be able to move fast. And we will see later on some of the KPIs of how you optimize and how you change on this. I use an example. Yesterday, my son ordered a new Nike shoes. He wanted to have his own color, his own name into the shoes, and to buy it online. So just to understand how a 12-year-old think of the future and how now all these production needs are changing very fast. And we at Siemens, we have changed our way of approaching the markets and using these new technologies to adopt our solutions. And as I just said with my son, it's not like we expect, and this is something that I discussed last week with our CTO, Dirk Didaskal, who was here in Greece. We don't expect many more technologies to come, new technologies to come. Technology is already here, and most of it, we've been knowing AI for many years. We know the cloud thing. We have the computational power to implement it faster, but now it's the mindset that it changed. The mindset of everybody, of us, of our consumers, of our industrial production managers, of our engineers, and etc. And typical examples, and I will go very quickly on this, the way we act, we consume, and for sure the way of new things are coming into the everyday life. So, quite clear, the technologies are also further supported to be implemented quicker by a lot of other issues that are coming. The challenges now for industrial production is for sure the cost pressure and efficiency, quality, flexibility and scalability, faster innovation cycles of your productions. And also it's quite clear to everyone, global-wise, that we have three main issues to tackle very quickly. Also for the local industrial customers here in Greece, apart from the sustainability that I've already mentioned quite clear, we have the lack of talent. That was something I'd already discussed also with Mr. Zervakis outside, and we see that also in Greece now it's really difficult for companies like us, like LP, and a way to find proper talents to use. And this will have a huge issue on the future years. It's estimated around 8 million engineering works will be lacked by 2030, and this is around 600 billion. And also the supply and demand needs. We faced the COVID, where we had the huge issues regarding the logistic thing, and also this can increase prices quite heavily. So technology is coming in a way to adapt, also with customers like speed, flexibility, efficiency, security, high quality, safety, health, smart. I can mention a lot of new numbers of how we need to provide solutions to all these customers in order to proceed for further for that. And for us, the digital approach is one way. I haven't mentioned yet about technologies or commenting, but the digital transformation of the businesses is a must. We see it also here in Greece, that more and more, especially industrial companies, that they export a lot, they need to fulfill specific KPIs, sustainability KPIs, they need to be more cost efficient, they need to produce more. So we need to integrate this digital solution into the way of manufacturing and production. And for us at Siemens, it was quite straightforward. It was not through our R&D. We invested heavily, more than 10 billion, and Tom is well aware, you can see Medor graphics on it, of acquiring software companies. Software companies and industrial software that can really give us an edge on what we call designing and simulating and using digital twins, and you will see a lot of other things and interconnecting things, getting expertise on process know-how, And by being a #1 automation company, now we consider ourselves as a #1 industrial software company as well. And now, as I mentioned, integrating all the software into our portfolio and our offerings, we move from a typical traditional engineering company to more a software company. And we started with our own plants and how we optimize, how we design and integrate all this technology into our plants. And the three main pillars that for us is a priority, and I think for everybody in the world, it goes from data and analytics and of course AI, how you integrate and how you take advantage of your data in order to provide your solutions. Simulation and digital twins, which is for us the major step for moving into metaverse, and we will see what it means metaverse for us, and for sure the cybersecurity and trust. So within these three pillars, we in a way, we adapted our portfolio, our software solutions. We even acquire Medix, which is a low-code, no-code language, in order to be able to build and interconnect things, and really easy to try to manage data in an efficient way. And for sure, we create a lot of data. We consider that 1/3 of the automation production is based on Siemens PLCs. In a way, we create around 100 terabytes per hour. This is more than all Netflix movies that you see. So we need flexibles, and this was part of our strategy, flexible ways of getting the data, analyzing the data, and really optimizing, getting the expertise from the data to design new solutions. And for sure, having solutions like Medix and all the software and ways of designing things, we see really a lot of easiness of implementing AI, of getting new technologies on site, not just on cloud, but using edge, using all these kind of technologies. And for sure, as I mentioned, having the solutions like Medix for us, and we've already started here in Greece as well to implement quite strong Medix as the main interconnection lever within different software, different production stages, different MES systems in order to interconnect data and get this data quite straightforward and easy, either through edge, which is coming more and more, or using cloud as the benchmark for this. The second thing, and for sure something that we focus a lot in Greece, is the digital twin. As we mentioned, the digital twin is a way of connecting the real and the digital world. You can use all these softwares that we mentioned on designing, on moving from real to the digital world quite accurate, and also include the process know-how on this. And just to give you a typical example, on a plant simulation, you can see that now we have the chance of really getting the real world into the digital world and do the simulations. And it's quite straightforward by being able to provide simulations and analytics on the way, and even to go with the trial and error on a digital world is much more efficient and solution-driven to optimize your backlogs, your preventive maintenance studies, your performance KPIs, and all of these indicators that it's quite straightforward. And Technomatics is a powerful tool that we have also started implementing here in Greece in some of our key customers, and really the results that we see are great. So you can see that you can simulate 500 more, a typical production thing on a real world, on a digital world, much faster, and really you can identify it and improve your ways of performing. It's not only the production, but you see that this range of software, you can analyze pretty much everything. You have a really digital twin of a motor, you can analyze all and I had a nice discussion with Keynote business of how they do the analysis, how they find. So you can really optimize everything from product to production, and you can have some great results. So from these pillars, what we see as the next step that we see is industrial metaverse. industrial metaverse can combine, and it's the next big thing that is coming throughout the world. For us at Siemens, this is a priority for the future as well, how you integrate and move from digital twin to industrial metaverse. Industrial metaverse, it's a virtual world where you pretty much you can integrate everything. You can use your digital twin to have a real-time optimization and to include all your technologies on it, simulate, and have a real-time way of doing. This is not here yet, just to be clear of it. This is what is coming, and we will see later on also the market that we see the industrial metaverse is quite important. What I need to highlight that I haven't mentioned yet is also we, on the regional countries, as Greece, we are transforming our organization structure in order to be able to move to this kind of solution. So we at Siemens, we have created application teams. We're building up an ecosystem of partners with specialized companies that they can really provide this kind of expertise and know-how in the software business, on the cloud application, on all these interconnections, subfloor, cybersecurity things, in order to be able to provide these solutions. And the three main categories that we see metaverse, for sure, is consumer, enterprise, and industrial. And this is coming also from the global trends that according to many research companies, industrial metaverse by 2030 will be something much bigger that most of the other channels like enterprise and consumer, and we're talking about $100 billion of yearly market. So this thing will grow exponentially the next year and will solve a lot of issues right now, and for sure we will move quite fast. So this is a short video that I think that it can go through what we see in a case study like an industrial metaverse, if I can make it to run. Yeah?
There's some video link. We cannot.
Maybe the technology is not supporting us yet. 2030 will be much better. So yes, this is the video. This is how a company will look like by 2030 using metaverse. Examining all the factories or the production lines, having the full transparency of the production, on the basic APIs, making Teams conferences where you just move into the metaverse to identify issues, to see your production. This is based on digital twin, I will say real-time digital twin now, that moving into a metaverse world. So you have the chance to go and analyze your machines, your production. For sure, now we're talking much higher graphics and quality of graphics. This is why you will see that with Siemens we have collaborated with NVIDIA to optimize this kind of graphics metaverse environment. And then you can optimize, simulate, identify maintenance issues for pretty much everything. I think if we move a bit forward, we see also the production line moving. This is actually, if you consider 100 terabytes of data, this is actually how you interconnect this with metaverse. You have a lot of data that you can get into this. You can optimize your production, your scheduling, your pretty much everything. This thing for sure is not here yet, but it will come. And it seems that most of the companies will invest on it, starting from Facebook, which was the first company that invested in metaverse. Also companies like Siemens and NVIDIA, for example, are really heavily investing on these new trends. So I think we can move forward. So the fourth industrial revolution for us, for sure, is combining the real and the digital world. And for sure, we have Here at Siemens Greece, we have really one challenge in how we integrate and implement locally these technologies, how we boost up our customers, our partners, on building a strong ecosystem and being able to implement all these strategies in Greece.